Furnishings for the Good Things Utah set. Provided by Osmond Designs.
Get me back. And my family notices it, and I notice it, and I'm just so thankful to have this program to help me get back to where I
You are listening to Danielle Rindlisbacher, and we're going to be talking to her next. And actually, that interview, you were saying, I have not been feeling well. Maybe some of you have felt like this. I don't know what it is. And it's actually been going on for years. Well, she visited Dr. Joshua Red, who we've had on the show before. He's from RedRiver Health and Wellness Center, and actually got to figure this out just about 6 months ago. Welcome, both of you.
Thanks for having us.
But Danielle, let's start with you. What were you feeling, and how long ago did it start?
After my second baby 16 years ago, I found out I had thyroid problems. And so since then, I've just been struggling with all of the normal symptoms that you say. Well, about 5 years ago, it escalated into anxiety and severe intestinal problems. And I just got to the point where I was going to doctor after doctor trying to figure out what my body was going through. No one could really just say, here's why, and that kind of thing. And I saw his commercial, and it said, do you have these symptoms? And I said, oh, yes, I do.
All right, so go through a couple of them. You weren't sleeping?
No sleeping, the fatigue, you know, and I just kind of thought, it's moms. Moms feel this way. I just, you know, I can't remember the last time I wasn't tired. But what for me, what got me to his office was my anxiety and my intestinal problems. And it was controlling me, and I didn't want to let it, I was done.
When it started changing your life,
oh, yeah.
That's when you decided you had to do something about it. So, Dr. Red, we have the low thyroid symptoms up on the screen. Does everybody get all of these, or one or two?
Not necessarily. It can be a couple here and there, but every patient's a little bit different. You know, we have to realize that we can't just treat these patients like a protocol, and many of them will have different symptoms from another patient too, but it might be the same thing.
So when Danielle came in and she starts talking about, all right, here's what I have, did you immediately say it might be Hashimoto's?
Right away, yeah. I mean, when someone comes in and kind of tell me all their symptoms and all their problems, you can kind of key in and know exactly what their problem is.
All right, let's let our viewers know, again, what is Hashimoto's different than low thyroid?
Low thyroid is the victim of Hashimoto's. So Hashimoto's is when your immune system, instead of attacking bad things, starts attacking its own tissue. So it starts destroying the thyroid tissue at a rapid pace, but then it will also cause a lot of problems elsewhere throughout the body. That's why these patients, they'll be on a thyroid hormone, but they still feel little to no improvement because nothing's being done to the Hashimoto's. It's kind of like there's a huge fire in their body, the fire alarm's going off, and all that's being done is just turn out the fire alarm. They just let the fire blaze. And so our whole goal and mindset is to, okay, let's figure out how to tame the fire, at least calm it down a little bit, and then let's teach them and educate these patients and show them how to be empowered and have control of their condition as well.
You're nodding, saying, yeah, you went to doctor after doctor, and it wasn't working.
No, he's the only one that ever said, this is why your body's doing this, and now I know what my body does.
What changes have you made?
Number one, and stress levels. You know, I'm trying to simplify as much as I can, but mostly it's food.
And Dr. Red, is that where you start?
We will start with the extensive blood tests and really try to figure out what's going on there. But then once we identify what's going on with the patient, we have to identify the physiological triggers and hormonal triggers that are going to cause this problem and cause it to flare up. Then we'll work to restore those imbalances and restore those triggers. But then we also have to identify the dietary and lifestyle triggers as well. So this program's not easy. It takes a lot of effort on our part. It takes a lot of effort on their part as well. They have to take an active role in their health. Otherwise, this whole thing is a waste of time. So, you know, it's a pretty extensive course of care.
But what you're doing completely different than what other doctors are doing.
Far different. This is far different than any medical doctor or alternative doctor even. We really have to take an active role with these patients and really try to get to the mechanism of the issue rather than just trying to treat symptoms.
Danielle, you suffered for what, about 15 years? How are you feeling today?
Awesome. I'm in control of my body again.
You look like you're happy.
Yeah.
You look big smile. And what's that like for you, Dr. Red, to change a life like this?
It's awesome, you know, just to see these patients, they come in at the very first and they are just...
Is that the word for it? You were truly desperate.
I was.
It's awful to see these patients. And to now see the change in 6 months, how happy she is and how awesome she's doing, it's such a rewarding job for us.
And that's all it is, 6 months and this much better. If this is something that you're saying, wait, I know someone or I need to talk to someone about this, we'll give you all the information about the Red River Health and Wellness Center in South Jordan, in St. George. You can also go to thyroid101.com and we'll link you. Go to abc4.com and then click on Good Things Utah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Red,
Thanks
for being here.
me.
Coming up next, everybody, on the show, spring break travel tips. Don't leave home without these. We'll be right back.